Thank you for watching the TDC Hot Rods YouTube channel.
Good morning. At least it's early morning here. Early Sunday morning. Sunday morning. Anyways, back to work on the Fox body. Look, it has an intercooler, which I never thought I was going to put on this car, but I want it to be way more efficient than it is. Anyways, so originally the the charge pipes came across the back here and into the back side of the carb hat was turned around on the big block. But now I want to put this intercooler on there. Well, I had to order a 45-degree pipe there, and I had to order this one. I didn't know what to do before I got the intercooler, so now they're ordered. But while we wait for that, I needed all this sitting here so that I could come up with some good ideas on how to run my coolant lines. These coolant lines are coming from the radiator into the bottom holes on the block, and these ones right here need to go to a thermostat housing, which is what I have sitting here. Just a Moroso thermostat housing, got two -12 lines coming into it, and then the original thermostat housing off of the big block. So I had all kinds of options on where to put it. Because I already have this coolant line here going back to the radiator, let's go ahead and move this so you guys can see better. My plan is, I think it would work real nice, is to mount this thing upside down, just like this. I think that would look real nice. Got plenty of clearance around the header. It'd be easy to run the lines over to both of those, and really nice clean looking line off the bottom with the original, oh shoot, where's it? Oh, right here. With the original -16 coming off the bottom, and then I'll have to change that fitting right down there to that copper line. It'll tie in back there. Anyways, I thought that would look real nice, and we can work on that while I'm waiting for coolant lines. Yeah, so that is exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to work up a plate for this and see if I can get this mounted and get my coolant lines built. Well, there we go. I actually liked it a lot. I think it turned out real sweet. Ended up remaking this one a few times. I just wasn't happy with I had it too long and it kept bowing out here, and I didn't really love that. I wanted it parallel without touching. But I think that looks awesome. Super awesome. Really happy with this mount. I should have trim that a little bit, but that's not a big deal. I can grind that down later. Not a problem at all. I did set the hose up in here to get an idea of how I was going to make that, but I'm going to wait until I pull the engine back out to actually finish making this lower hose. So I also was trying to figure out what to do about my turbo feed lines and come up with this. This piece comes with the oil pan, and I have some other -4 fittings. I was going to build my own plate like what ICT Billet has, but I ended up just taking this T off the big block and tapping it. I need to put some threads, take it back apart, put thread sealer in it, but I was just making sure it would work. So I got that done now. So the next thing I want to do is, let's grab these cute little jewels right here. is I'm going to mount my coil packs in here, just like so. So there'll be like 2 down there, obviously not that far down, and 2 here, and then I should have grabbed it, and then I'll take this is the harness that goes on the factory valve cover mount, and I'm gonna open the harness up and then cut it down so then it will fit with the coils right there. I think that'll look really nice. They'll be hidden. I'll put some there and then some over there underneath the brake booster. Yeah, I think that'll be sweet. My other option was to mount them like this down the side, which honestly I don't hate, and I'm not opposed to that. I would maybe even still consider that. But yeah, anyways, I am gonna work on my coil mounts now. So when I for sure decide what I'm gonna do, I'll let you guys know. All right, so here's what I come up with. I think it's gonna be super sweet. So pop this out of the way. So we got 4 coils sitting there. Still need to weld up some of it, but I think it's gonna be awesome. It'll be real simple. Let's like plug wire there, and then there, and there. And after this is in there and hooked up like so, man, I just think it's gonna look super, super clean. Also, my plan is, like I was saying too, I need a new, look at that wire. I need a new harness. Was to pull the harness apart and trim it up. Well, the factory plug has this little clip in here. So I'm gonna put a hole in here. So then this factory plug can go something kind of like that. Not necessarily right there, but something like that. And then there'll be a hole here for the wire to come out, plug in, for the clip to come out and plug in. And then this side, I got it all buttoned up too. And man, this one, they're hiding back in there. But this side, I'm gonna do the same thing, but maybe the harness plug will be like down here somewhere. That way I can bring the wires out of this factory grommet and just bring it right down and snap it in. I think that will look super, super clean. Yeah. And what I have been trying to figure out now is I have this cat can, and I have been just kind of racking my brain on where to put it. Like originally I wanted it right there. Well, then I forgot you gotta be able to drain the oil somehow. So I have been like, do I put it here or down here or on the back side there or over there? Or I just had all kinds of ideas. But what I have come to the conclusion of is I'm put it right here, but on the back side. So let's see, we'll switch this around. So it's gonna sit like so. Well, not quite. I got the holes marked right there. So it's gonna sit like that. And then from here, there'll be a 90-degree. I'll put a couple of 90s on the -10 lines, and they'll come off of here, and one hose will come up. I'm gonna pull that out and I have an adapter piece that screws pinches in between the valve cover. So this one can go here, and then I'll drill a hole in that valve cover, and that one can go over there. But this one, I actually need it to be on a 90. I don't like it to be on a 45, so I gotta find a 45. So I got this all marked. See, there's a mark there and there. So what I need to do is I need to drill some holes and tap that into the tube. And I already bent these in the proper angle. They used to be square. So I bent those, so I just need to drill and tap some holes there, and I'll be able to bolt this thing on and start making my lines for the crankcase vent, which is super exciting. I can't believe how much I'm getting done. Super, super stoked. So yeah, I'm gonna get to drilling some holes and tapping while I'm still on a mission. All right, so where did I leave off? Oh yeah, so I ended up, you guys seen, I put the catch can up here and it didn't actually work. I ended up moving it down because I was gonna run the hoses across the top, but that ended up not working out. So I actually like this better. So now it is all underneath. It's gonna be all underneath the charge pipe. And it looks really nice and clean. Got both of them ran to the valve covers, looking awesome. But I just need these parts to show up. They won't be here for a couple or a few days, something like that, and then we can mount all the stuff to the intercooler. So we'll see you guys then. Well, we got some parts. It is I think a whole week later, back in the shop. I got my 2.5 inch 45. So then I can finish out this pipe, this charge pipe here, my 3.5 inch for here. There's straight coupler to go on there, and then we got the 45 coupler that's gonna go there to the intercooler. So what I gotta do is I gotta get the intercooler set back up here and figure out these angles to see exactly where the intercooler is gonna sit. And then when I get that all mocked up, I am going to most likely build my mounts before I actually build these pipes. I will probably cut this down to wherever I need it before I build the mounts, because that way I know how high or far out the intercooler needs to sit. But yeah, anyways, I am stoked about that. Also, I've been trying to figure out how I was to build my alternator adjustment mount. Well, this is the setup that I had on the big block, and it worked really good. So I'm going to take a similar idea, and I'm going to come off of these two oil pan bolts. I'm going to build a flat plate here, and then have another plate that's welded to it, comes straight down like that. And then this turnbuckle here can be right there. It should be really, really simple, and then we can just tighten it up, loosen it however we need. But before that, I need to go to the parts store and find myself a belt. Yeah, so I'm gonna get started. Ta-da! Well, I think it's gonna look awesome, super awesome. What all do I have to say? One thing I'm super stoked about is I got myself a carb from CSU. Always wanted one of them, so super stoked. And this piece of pipe, this 45 here, I have been looking at it and trying to decide if I needed to cut it down or not before I put all this up, and I thought I did. And look at that, I don't have to. This thing fits awesome. I am gonna cut the edge down that I don't want the that much black showing, so I am gonna trim that down. But other than that, it fits super sweet. So I got a game plan for building my mounts here. I had all kinds of ideas. Let's move this out of the way so we can see better. And what I come up with is I gotta still cut this angle up, but I'm gonna put this, bolt this piece of angle iron on here, like so. And then I'm gonna build a plate that I can undo the motor mount bolts and put this bolt the plate in there. And then I got some square tubing that is angled, that is curved like so, so it can go around the tubing. And I'm gonna weld it from, let's see, I'm gonna weld it from here to the piece of plate that I'm gonna put there. So that is what I'm gonna do now. I'll show you guys all that when I'm done, but I think that is gonna look pretty darn sweet. Look at it from the front. Woo, it looks mean. Anyways, all right, I'm gonna get back to it. Well, there we go. Got the the intercooler all sitting there. It's not finished, but that's what I come up with. Gonna use the same motor mount bolts, so it'll just pinch the motor plate in. And then I took some angle iron and built these here. I think that will work out super slick. Very, very slick. And now, anyways, now I gotta take these pipes and build my charge pipe on both sides, just like so. So that's what we're gonna go ahead and work on now. And after that, the whole intercooler system will be done. What do you think, bud?
What?
You excited? We barely hit it, but it got it. All right, well that's it for tonight, but we got both the charge pipes tack welded up, which they look awesome. Looks super sweet, look at that. Looks pretty mean. So the next matter of business is this alternator mount, which I forgot to go get a belt for, but I got the alternator mount and I got spark plug wires and boots. So we got these universal set here, so I can run all my plug wires from down there over to plugs and these ones. This side is the side I think will be the hardest, but I don't think it'll be too bad. So that's to be the next step, but not tonight. That'll be tomorrow. There we go. That's what I come up with. I need to put a little clamp in here, but that's what I come up with for spark plug cables. I think that is gonna look awesome. And Matthew is over there welding the charge pipe up. This one's already welded. Yeah, so now just gotta work on this side, which is to be a lot trickier because the plug wires are coming all out this way. I think I'll be able to use some 45s there. And yeah, I don't think it'll be too bad, but even this side, I think I could have used a 45 on these front two and it would have been more of a straighter shot. But yeah, I like that. I think that looks really nice. Just put a spark plug holder there, it'll be just fine. All right, time to build those ones. All right, well there we go. Very basic and simple, but that should work great. It's got some nice tension on it. The belt is nice and straight. Super excited about having everything done. I think I'm 99% sure all of my mock-up for everything else is finished. I do need to mark some holes in the firewall and where I'm going to run the wiring because my MSD box and all my wiring will be inside the firewall. I want to hide as much stuff as I possibly can, but pretty sure all the mock-up is done on this thing. So now I can go ahead and pull the engine out of this thing and get everything cleaned up, get all the engine work done, get everything figured out, so that I can paint under the hood, which includes fixing that rust. But I want to do a separate video on that. So that being said, that will be the end for the mock-up video on this one. I'm super stoked. I'm really trying to make it to an event, but I don't get to work on this thing very much. That's weird. The building's making noise. I only get to work on it on some weekends and very late at the night hours. But anyways, hopefully I can make it. I really think I can. But I want to say thanks for watching. And don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, all the normal stuff. Because it's free. It doesn't cost you anything. All you got to do is click a button. But yeah, thanks again. Appreciate all of you. And we'll see you on the next one.